I was checking the clutch plates and everything to see condition of these. It looks like something has got caught in there at some point and gone round inside. There's not a lot of there's a bit of wear in there, but I mean that's not a problem. So then I go to check the springs, and then I find this spring here. Let's put you in the light. That spring's broken in there. Not only is it broken that end, it's also broken the other end as well. So that spring in here is in three bits. So that's not going back in the bike like that, because if that falls out, you can imagine what can happen. So gonna have to order some new push springs for it. And you can see all the wear mark in there, where something's gone in there. Probably maybe a tooth off of that old first gear cog that come off the other one. But yeah, it's got to come apart, and we've got to change those push springs out, or find another basket. There's no wear, not a lot of wear on that basket, so let's see which way. I think we're going to order some springs for it, and then we'll go from there. Pieces out. And complete. They're all knackered anyway, so they won't changing. Come back to that. So the spring which is at fault. Get that in bits. So we need to clean all this up. A lot of swarf in there. Probably the drilling. And clean all this up, put some new springs in it when we get them. Right, so clutch problems with this bike so far is it had the wrong clutch adjuster screw. It was using just an Allen head bolt for that. Had the wrong he's using the wrong cable. And what else? There was broken springs, or spring, and a broken spring, and also the squashed thrust bearing. So it's just the clutch alone that was at fault. So, right then, when I get the new springs, we'll put that back together. The old bits have arrived, so I can rebuild the clutch, put the springs back in, and put all the oh, they're not studs, they're button head M8 screws now. And the size of these are 19mm if anyone's interested. Buttonhead M8 buttonhead bolts, 19mm, and these are just M8 half nuts. That's all they are, M8 half nuts. In fact, I've got some up here actually. These are M8 half nuts. Yeah, that's all they are. So there you go. You can buy them anywhere really. eBay, buy them anywhere. But can't buy the springs anywhere there. These are XS Performance springs. And they come from Yambits, who, by the look of it, got them from the XS650 shop in Germany. So, could have gone straight there, couldn't I? Yeah, probably cost more in shipping. Anyway, so let's put this kitty together, and yeah, let's do that. Camera shaft again. That's because it's taken me so fucking long to put this thing in. But I've got all the springs in. And then all the way through now. So let's put the bolts through. Don't want to fucking. There's my short bolts. So I don't want to miss that. Don't want to miss that little Ujima flip spacer. We'll just put these in for a second. Enough that one. So that's that there in a minute. What I need one of these. Use the clamps to just squeeze it together a bit better, because the springs are all not properly seated in that backing plate. And this plate here could come through a bit more. Gives me a bit more thread on the screws then, before we screw the screws up. On the Loctite 272, which is high strength, high temperature, Loctite. That's what you will need for these. You certainly don't want these coming apart, that's for sure. I say, don't want them coming apart, do we? If I'm not mistaken, these black ones are high tensile bolts that they put in there. Yes, after a lot of sodding about, trying to get the springs in, they're all in there now. So it's all done and dusted and ready to go back on the bike once we got all the bits and pieces. So still waiting for the last bit to come from the engineers so that we can get these shipped out, powder coated, and then we can start putting it back together. Until I get that bit back, and until I get all the other bits back, then I'll see you then. I'm just cleaning up that clutch centre, and noticed some other issues that we got with the clutch. Let me show you these threads here, or these lugs here that the spring bolts go into. They're cracked across there, and one's cracked across there, and this one's cracked across there, and that one's also cracked. Because that ain't going to be any good, really. Need to change this out. This, if you can see it, you can probably see it there, that one on the bottom. You can see the crack in it, goes all the way up. So you'll need another one of these. So I do have some of these laying around, or maybe I do have one of these laying. I think I've got one of these laying around somewhere that we can use. Yeah, it's over there actually. What condition this is in. Yeah, it's the same one, and this is the one I took out of my bike the other day. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. We'll use that. Right, so we've got ourselves. Have to use the hand. That'll be alright. That's a scrapyard. That is. It's a shame. It's a shame really. I don't believe this is the original one for the bike, because there's no wear marks on the inside of that, and there's a deep groove wear mark on the inside of this, the outer hub, and scratching all the way around where something's caught behind it. But this is like a, I mean, this wasn't off of that bike. They're the same part numbers, and they've got different part numbers. 34116. Oh yeah, they're the same. Just that it looks a bit. The reason this is not the right one that come from this hub, right, the one that come off of it, is this is an early model. It's an earlier model clutch centre, because there's no slots for the lock washers. If you look on this one here, You see there's two slots there for the lock washer. These early ones just had like a what was it called, conical washer or something, just like a spring washer that tightened these up. So that's an early model one. Shouldn't have even been in there. You need to have the right one. Put the right one back in it when we've finished. Fucking hell, there's all the issues with this clutch on this bike. It's unbelievable. All we need to wait for now is the bits come back from the engineers so we can get it off to painting, and then we carry on with the build. Alright, until then I'll catch you later.